Well, thank you for that introduction, Toastmaster of the Day Fawaz, and greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's truly a pleasure to be able to speak with you all today. Leadership can be displayed in multiple ways, and a strong leader has to wear multiple hats, as they should, right? Since leadership is about the process of influencing people and providing purpose, providing direction, and providing motivation. To be an effective leader, you have to be able to connect with those that you want to lead. And that will often require different approaches or differing approaches that are catered to those that you're trying to lead. So, two different approaches to leadership that I would like to explore today with you all is being a mentor and being a role model. Initially, you may think that there are not many differences between being a mentor and being a role model. So, what am I going to talk about for this full 5 minutes? But that's not actually the case. I'd like to pose a question to you. Can you think of any immediate differences between those two leadership approaches, the role model approach versus the mentoring approach? Now, again, I know we're virtual, so you really can't respond. So I'm going to provide the answer to that question. There are differences between being a mentor and being a role model, and I'm going to explore some of those throughout this speech. Let's start with the leadership style of being a role model. A quote from Mahatma Gandhi, to me, really does a great job of summing up what a role model is. And in that quote, Gandhi states that we should be the change that we wish to see in the world. And to build on that further, a role model is a person who has traits that you admire or who you wish to emulate. There's somebody that you really look up to, essentially. And in the role model leadership style, this is a style that allows you to learn from afar. You're a bit disengaged from that role model, but you're still learning from them as if they were a leader to you. Role models are typically individuals that you haven't necessarily developed a direct relationship with, and people may have role models for a variety of different reasons, such as that person is in their dream career, that person has gone through similar situations or experiences, or that they have similar backgrounds and come from similar places. Role models can be beneficial for a variety of reasons. The role model can teach characteristics that made them successful. They can teach how to overcome the obstacles that they have faced that you're also facing. And they can serve as an inspiration, and you can learn from the mistakes that they make. And when I say teach in this instance, it's really teach by example because they're not giving you tips directly or active guidance, but you're viewing them and learning from them as they live their lives. And because their lives are public enough, you're able to learn from that. When I was younger, I would always look up to athletes since I was obsessed with sports. I would always watch ESPN and watch sports, and I played pretty much every sport. And my heroes and my role models were Dan Marino, who's a quarterback for the Dolphins, and Michael Jordan, a basketball player. They trained hard to get to where they were. They were competitive at the highest levels. They were winners, and they inspired me to go as far as I could in my sports career. But role models are not perfect. And so you don't want to become so obsessed with your role model to the point where you begin losing yourself trying to be someone else. You still want to be yourself. You want to learn and take from that role model and apply it to what makes sense in your life. You also want to make sure that you're not being blind to maybe some of their poor behaviors that are being displayed by a role model. You want to learn from their mistakes, not emulate those same mistakes. So there are many examples of poor role models, but I'm not going to go into every example. But there is one example I'll talk about, which is, growing up, I was a big Michael Jordan fan. He was a role model to me. But Michael Jordan had his own issues that he worked through, such as gambling issues and general rude behavior towards kids, which I find pretty funny. Sadly, I shouldn't laugh at that. But there's some funny memes flying around about this. So I encourage you to check those out when you get the chance. I'm not going to talk too much about that. But these are things that I didn't emulate, and I learned from them, and I improved myself because of that. So role models are an example of distant leadership, or leadership where you're not actively engaged with the person that you're influencing. While mentoring is more about active engagement and active relationships with those that you're trying to impact. So as the American column writer John Crosby noted, mentoring is a brain to pick, an ear to listen, and a push in the right direction. Mentor is a person that you could talk with about your career, your goals, your plans, your aspirations, and you would develop a relationship with that mentor over time as they share their experiences and insights in ways to help you with navigating your path forward, whether that be professionally or personally. Having a mentor can be beneficial in many ways. The mentee can become encouraged and empowered in their development. They can gain tools to identify and achieve career goals and can better define their identity and strengthen their confidence, among many other things. And there are even benefits for the mentors. Mentors can gain new perspectives and insights from the mentee that they're working with. They can nurture a next generation of leaders. They can learn through self-reflection based on sharing their experiences. And they can also gain personal satisfaction from impacting others. I've had a few mentor-mentee relationships, but the example that I'm going to share today stems from a mentor I had who unfortunately recently passed away. His name is Dilip Date, and some of you may know him because he contributed significantly to the mentor program here at NIST. However, I know Dilip because we had a great relationship because we worked in the same program, NIST MEP. Dilip always went above and beyond in his support of me. If I had a tough meeting, he would pull me aside and encourage me and teach me how to learn from that meeting and then how to also just move past it. He would always push me to explore going back to school and continuing my education, investing in myself. And he was always there to lend an ear for me. Dilip is going to be deeply missed, but everything that he taught me is going to impact me for the rest of my life because he was a true mentor. So in the end, what I learned through researching mentors and role models is that I should really change my speech title from role models versus mentors to role models and mentors. Role models and mentors are different leadership styles, but they do not have to be in contrast with each other or in conflict with each other. A healthy learner should learn to or should look to have both role models and mentors, and a strong leader should look to serve as both a role model and a mentor to others. Both leadership styles have a role to play in how we lead here at NIST. So I encourage you to put into practice both different leadership styles depending on your situation. There may be times where you need to be a role model for others on your team, and there may be times where you need to be a mentor for individuals on your team. So when those opportunities arise, I encourage you to step up and take them on because you can have a lasting impact on others. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fawaz. And I should begin, Nico, congratulations on your speech. You really did an excellent job today. I'm proud of you. I feel that you, as you are doing speeches, you're really getting more and more comfortable. It's so obvious because, you know, I've actually seen your absolute first speech. So I do know very well that you have truly, you have come into your own space, into your own place, and you're doing a fabulous job with it. I appreciate your clarity, your choice of words. I appreciated this speech in particular because you also you juxtaposed mentors with role models, but then you, in the end, kind of came full circle and gave us a way to appreciate both, as opposed to only take one side. And your conversational style in the speech is not forceful, so you're not forcing us to think like you. You're just presenting those ideas and you're kind of letting us decide for ourselves. You made me wonder as you were speaking, like, do I like role models or mentors, and why not have both? So I appreciated the way you did this presentation. I also felt that you really didn't have any filler words. You were very well prepared for your speech. You did a wonderful job by, not having filler words. And then I also appreciated you talking about the personal story with your mentor, Dilip. I actually read his obituary, and I found it very moving. So to know that also you knew him, moved by it very much. And I have to be honest with you, truly, I'm trying to think of something that I could tell you to improve upon, and I'm truly having difficulty because I even liked how you were humorous by saying that although you liked Michael Jordan, you saw that he wasn't so good with kids. So I thought that was kind of a funny take on the role model aspect of it. I I apologize. I have nothing to say to you that you can improve. If I think of something, I'll email you later. Thank you, Nico. Well done. Well done. Congrats.